Don and I are headed up to RTP to an event called the EV Challenge Final Event. This is where high schools from across North Carolina bring their students knowledge, determination, and their all-electric STEM cycles and convene to complete for coveted top spots in autocross, acceleration, troubleshooting, Kahoot, oral presentations, and initiatives. So basically, this is a Lego championship thing, except for it's not Legos, it's robotics, it's electric vehicles, yeah, from high school students. So the autocross starts at 1:30 and we're on schedule to be there about when it starts. So let's hope that it's dry enough and that the rain that moved through doesn't send more rain through. We're in a flood watch over here. The creek in our front yard is just hauling this morning. It's very loud. We've had plenty of rain now. We can dry out for a few days. That'll be okay. Don bypassed the toll road because on the weekend at this time it's only just going to be probably 4 more minutes to go the freeway than to pay the $3.50 to go the toll road. So, but Ruby tried to slow, even though he wasn't an autopilot, he was just in traffic aware cruise control. He was basically missing his turn and she tried to slow up to alert him that he was missing it. She's now redrawn us to go the US 1 I-40 route, and he does have on Navigate on autopilot, and today he has it in the average mode and not the max mode. And Don just had another experience back there where he was impressed that the guy in front of him didn't show brake lights and was not braking, but the person in front of him was turning and was slowing down, and Ruby slowed. And I said, yeah, it sort of takes, you know, I think that I would say the Tesla autopilot traffic aware cruise control, it does a great job of keeping you from rear-ending the person in front of you accidentally, because it sees the car in front of you stopping whether the guy in front of you sees him or not. Yeah. And it gives you the proper reaction time, so you're not relying on the guy in front of you reacting correctly. And I love that or a couple times a day probably going to and from downtown Raleigh where she's braking for me and I'm like, why is she braking? And then I see why. So she saved me several seconds of slowing down properly. So what's going on with the Rover here? Did she get you out in the left lane because of slow traffic, or did you ask her to move? Yeah, so far all the lane changes I've requested by using the turn signal stock. But we are in Navigate on autopilot, and as you said, she should do the lane changes. It's just traffic is sort of you know, doing its thing, and I'm kind of staying in the more free-flowing area versus you know, I knew all these people were slowing down to get off the road here, and it looks like we're going to hit some rain right up here. Oh no, or at least the road is very wet. Darn. Well, we're still far enough away from where the event is that, you know, conditions here and conditions over there when you're having spotty showers move through could be different. But yes, unfortunately now we're in the rain, so she's probably going to tell you that, you know, could pop up a message that you have limited nav on autopilot. She's not done that yet, but I can see it coming. And she's dropped back. Yep. Yeah. So she doesn't like the conditions for the full Navigate on autopilot. I can't say I blame her. Dawn did do another manual turn signal, hey Ruby, I want you to move over. And she was a little slower than Dawn wanted her to be. And I'm wondering if that's because we're autopilot 2.0 and she can't process it safe and move us over just, you know, any faster. And it may be when we're upgraded to 3.0, because we're a full self-driving car, that she'll be able to handle those requests from the driver a little quicker. There is a lot of rain puddled over there on the shoulder on the left of Ruby right now. Like I said, we're actually under a flash flood watch because I know we've had over 2 inches in the last 24 hours. It may even be upwards of 3 inches. So, and it's still coming down. Obviously, they won't be doing the autocross if it's pouring. I really feel for those kids that work so hard for today to be their big day. And then the weather's not cooperating. I feel for them. We didn't have anything else going on today, and this sounded like a really fun and free event. And some of our local friends are going to, you know, other Tesla friends are going to be up there too. So we thought we'd say hi to them. And if we end up not being able to watch, then, like I said, that's more of a sadness for the kids. We'll have gotten out of the house, had a nice drive, and it won't be the end of the world for us. Dawn's just driving now. Ruby, you know, put up the message that she didn't like the weather, and it is pretty sort of intense. You can see over here the puddle in the trees.
Yeah, well,
and like we've had a lot of water.
Yeah, this is the classic case. I think in the future of fully autonomous cars, people are going to get very irate when the government pushes a button. It says that, you know, it's too icy or too cold or too something. Autonomous cars can't, you know, everybody has to stay home. People are going to get upset. I think that's going to be one of the discussion items in the future. That's going to happen is what happens in poor weather. I mean, obviously, if your car has no steering wheels or whatever, then you're going to be stuck at home. But if you still have a steering wheel and you manually drive the car, you know, you might venture out on the road.
And they've obviously had an accident over here. Probably weather related. Somebody probably hydroplaned, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think there was a real belly washer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is such a bummer. Thankfully, we made the turn and are headed west now past the airport, and you know, we passed this curve here, and the rain stopped. And Dawn now has her back on autopilot and navigate on autopilot. Ruby's taking us over a lane, getting ready to, I guess, get us off at Davis Drive. Up there's our phones with some sort of alert. It's probably the flash flood alert. Let's not panic. We know there's a flash flood thing going on.
Lane changes now. Here's.
Well, she's gonna want to get off, and this guy's gonna want to get on. Dawn just took control. Get that guy merge in.
Yeah,
this is a really funky little exit area over here.
Well,
Traffic aware cruise control did a nice job there of slowing us down for the exit. And we are going left. IBM here and RTP is just to the right.
Yeah, we've been over there a lot.
Right, and this is the nice little place where we've come to some
EV events.
EV events too. I kind of thought maybe that's where it was, but it makes sense. There's not quite enough room there. That parking lot is not got a race course in it.
Right.
So they are taking the vehicles out onto the course, and they're in getting ready mode here. And Dawn has friends to talk electric motors with. I get it now. They're lining them up for a picture. That's a really good idea. The photographer that I am says definitely make sure you get all the appropriate pictures. We are spending a little bit of time with a broom and walking around trying to get rocks off the track and trying to get water off the track. And then of course the teams over here are doing last minute touches. I guess because it's an EV, I just assumed they would be ripping it super fast. I'm spoiled.
Uphill. I'm impressed.
It's got plenty of
acceleration there. Well, it was uphill. Was it good?
Is he done? Hopefully he's gonna do it again.
Oh, I see. That's
But it really is testing out all the curve stuff.
Well, this is the part that impressed me, is how good he got accelerating up that hill.
Up the hill.
Because that's a pretty serious little hill there.
Yep.
But now, like, there's like a Kona and a boat. Is that the speed control?
Yeah, right here.
Little potentiometer there, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have a spring in it right now, so we would, it needs to have one so that it'll stop without having to move it. Because right now you have to turn it all the way back to stop it. We got it running last night, it's just not running today because last night.
This is a part off a weed whacker.
And we had like everyone on the team driving.
And it basically splits the torque because the wheel's going around the corner. They have to turn at different speeds, and that allows that to happen.
So it works like a riding lawnmower?
Yes, it looks like it's kind of a riding lawnmower. There's numerous problems, but the biggest problem is they've blown their controller board.
Oh, that's so sad. So only 2 of the 3 cars are going to go around the course. Now that I've moved a little closer, you can see that they use some chalk to help draw where they're supposed to go. They asked if they could see Ruby. I was happy to oblige them. We'll have to get Kyle over here to show the 3 off. I swear we had 30 people, interested people, hover around Ruby all at one time. And Don said, why'd you let them all leave before you put it off the light show? I said, because I couldn't like work the doors or anything, so I've moved her. And now I thought, folks will hear her and come back.
That is, it's as cool as an Arduino project. Yeah, that's gonna say that's way better than my Arduino project.
For those of us that have heard this song over 100 times, would like an additional song now. Love this one, but
went to this concert, but they didn't have a Tesla at the concert.
That's so cool. Saving it all.
That's nice.
You knew she had some more tricks up her sleeve, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Right, yes, the mirrors will also flap. Huh?
I didn't know how to act. I would not know how to act if I had a Tesla.
So we're heading inside for Cahoot.
I'll see you around.
Very nice.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
It's not as good. It's not as fast. She's not gonna. Oh, I have to take my kicker off. I'm sorry. That was all my fault.
So.
All right, Ruby, you can stop now. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. It opens the door for you.
Why won't you do it twice in a row?
I don't know.
Experience the fancy like pop-out handle.
Right. Well, there's no on the X. There's no pop-up handles. The handles are there. They're touch sensitive.
Oh, so you just touch it and it opens?
No, you just walk up to it and it opens.
This is so cool.
Yeah. That's one of our favorite. And the best thing is once you get in the car, you put your foot on the brake pedal and it closes the door for you. And then of course, if you want to open the door for somebody else, you can just touch on the screen and it opens the doors for other people.
How much did it cost, Ken?
You can get now the Model X is about $100,000.
Did you lease it or did you buy it straight?
No, we bought it.
They lease them.
Yes, they do. Well, they now lease all of them, including the Model 3. They just announced last week the Model 3. You can buy it on a lease now. But yes, the S and the X.
Can you still buy it up front though?
Yeah, you still buy it.
I was like, if you can only lease it, that would suck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, leasing is really good if you have some type of tax business or something where you can take it off. Leasing makes a lot of sense, but for most individuals, generally speaking, leasing typically isn't a good deal. But it can be, you know, if you're the type that trades cars every couple years and you're going to do that guaranteed, then leasing makes sense.
Oh, that's, yeah, 1870. Don't say it out louder. So this is the quiz bowl portion of the section. Dawn is nearly acing the questions. For electric vehicles, what is an electrolyte?
The purple and liquid or gel that contains iron.
Uh-huh. This is a very hot car. All these people hanging out over here at South Point near the AMC Theater pretty much are playing Pokemon Go. Dawn circled over here at the South Point. It's a McLaren. Very sweet. Had a really good time up there at the EV challenge. There was a gentleman that he knew from going to an EV challenge years ago when he had the old S10 pickup truck EV battery, lead acid battery EV. Anyway, we had a good time. We had a good time seeing Kyle and Ben. We had a good time showing Ruby. She did her light show for everybody. There were some students there from NC State from their solar pack. I don't know, they're working on a project to put solar panels on a car. And so after we were done with the outside stuff, which was just one part of how the teams were scored today, we went inside and they had trivia with all kinds of questions, of which Dawn knew the answers to almost all of them. And I got some of them right because, you know, I am hearing those YouTubes in the background, even if I'm not 100% listening to them. And, you know, plus Dawn talks to me about stuff. And then they had some of the kids on each team get up and give a presentation on which car company they thought was going to come out on top as the leading EV company. I don't know what the time frame was. It was just the leading EV company. And two of the teams chose Ford and one of the teams chose Tesla. And I'm going to leave it at that, or I'm going to get myself in trouble. I am going to get myself in trouble. And they did a really great job with the presentation, especially one of the team, the middle team that talked about Ford. I thought they had a very good supporting arguments and that they had obviously done their research. But so that was really great. And let's see what else. Oh, and then the solar team, you know, gave an update on what they're working on over at NC State. And then they gave out the awards. And the team from the coast, from Topsail Island, they were the team that won this year. So it was really worthwhile going out there. We had, it was a good day. Then I broke the news to Dawn that it was, you know, Pokemon Go Community Day and I needed bag-ons. We just had the center screen reboot again. It'll come back in a minute. That's twice now on 8.5 it's done that. And so I you know, walked around at South Point and caught as many Pokemon as I could as the time allotted. I did not get as many as I wanted on all the accounts that I wanted, so I was a little bit bummed. And I ran into Kelly and Rob over there. They were having a brunch or late afternoon lunch dinner at the Cheesecake Factory and catching as many bag-ons as they could too, because Rob plays. So it was a really good day. Dawn and I are headed to the house now. We're gonna have a little bit of dinner, and I think we're gonna put our feet up because we've been away from the house for a while now. It's going on 6:30.